Hey, what's up, folks? Thanks for tuning in today. So, I had an awesome comment about what I should do next because we're back in American traditional mode, drawing on the iPad. Because people like American traditional apparently. At least that's what the analytics say, and apparently a couple comments. So, we're gonna go with it. Jesus and Mother Mary. Yeah. So today's Jesus, and then in a few days we're gonna be posting the Mother Mary video. So, if you want to learn how to do an American traditional Son of God, this video is for you. I'm Clay, the Techie tattooer. Let's get to the iPad. All right, folks, so I decided to start this one out in Midjourney because why not? Let's pop up a couple references. These actually aren't bad at all. We're gonna completely ignore, of course, the fact that Tattoo Jesus is white Jesus, and we all know that that's probably not historically or factually accurate, but anyway, we're just going to leave that one there and not worry about it too much. But these are great images. I think these are really, really good structures to start from, and that's why we use ChatGPT. This one right here in this bottom left-hand corner, I am absolutely in love with, but I'm just going to swipe lower left to upper right. That gets me my screenshot. Save to photos. We're going to go bring that over into Procreate. If you guys are curious about my prompt, it is American traditional style tattoo of Jesus with a crown of thorns on a beige background to look like a flash tattoo design -- no mockup. As you can see, it did not use the no mockup operator correctly, but I mean, other than that, we're doing pretty good. The reason I tell it no mockup is because it has a tendency to warp the image around the mock-up body, and we don't want it to do that because it distorts the image. Yeah, we could have gone back and forced the prompt to do what we wanted, telling it to do it on a piece of paper, etc., 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 but it's not really necessary for this tutorial. Just something I wanted to show you. It's kind of fun. All right, let's bring this image in. And here we are with our screenshot of these 4 designs. Again, I think they're really, really good. Other than the crown of thorns and the hair, these are great places to start from. And I really like how they did these American traditional flowers in it. These two look like they're kind of like flowers in your hair, you know, some hippie 60s BS. And we're going to eliminate those. We're not going to have that in there at all. 'Cause I'm me. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this layer, mute this layer, go through. We're gonna get the rectangle selection tool from our little swooshy S line there. And we're gonna select this. Because I didn't select the very, very top of that, we can just go ahead and put another selection, and now it's gonna be kind of a funky shaped square. Then we're gonna take our 3 fingers, swipe down like a kitty cat, and duplicate it. There we go. We'll get rid of this guy. And then bring this image up like that. There, we're going to click this N, take our opacity down to like 24-5%, something like that. Going to go over to my monoline pen. And then I don't know if you remember, I got that favorite brushes where we brought all 3 of my favorite brushes that I use all the time into one folder on its own. And that's probably way too big. Let's bring it down to 20% and see 20%. Yep, good. Ha! Wrong layer. New layer. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. It's a little bit thick, but I think that'll be fun for a nice, good Jeebus tattoo. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and start tracing away and making sure that we fix some of these oddities as we're going through our design. I am on that new layer, and that's all nice and good. And the reason we're going with this one is I really, really love the face. They did a great job with it. It's got that very classic, white Jesus face. What you gonna do, right? I'm gonna add a little bit more of a, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started. Gonna add a little bit more, nope, not so troglodyte-y. A little bit more of a cheekbone here. right? Then we're going to add that eyebrow in. I'm not going to have my eyebrow, I don't think. Let's see here. We're going to do the nose first because I think I'm going to make that eyebrow a little bit thicker. I'm not sure if I'm going to 100% connect that. And as always, I am using my inking pen, but the stabilization's turned up way too high on that guy. So 40, 36. And then what I think I want to do for these eyebrows is create a little bit of a gap here. We'll take this eyebrow all the way to the edge. Normally I don't like doing that kind of stuff, but we'll see how that looks on this Jesus. And honestly, I really love pretty much everything they've done with this design here. That eye fold is absolutely perfect. Oftentimes what we'll do with the Jesus is have them be a little bit more on the sad side, where they'll kind of, give him some eye treatment a little bit more like this. That's actually very common to do, but that just makes him look a little bit too melty face for me. If you go through and you look at other tattoo references, you'll see that the Jesus face is often quite flat looking, especially in the eye treatment. And we'll go ahead and bring this out of here. Bring that up. Let's see, we got to be making sure these are nice and even in their line there. Holding that down to make that perfect so I can scooch that in exactly where I want it. Yep, I like that. Hold it down. Let's see, what happens if we make this a perfect circle? How does that look? That actually looks pretty good. And so what you do there is you hold it down and then you tap it with one finger, and that'll hold or turn your curve into a perfect circular curve. So we're going to do that same thing over here. We're going to draw in that eye, hold it, bring it, tap it with that finger, and then boom, now we've got our perfectly circular curve again. Want that to be a little bit bigger. There we are, better, much more matchy-matchy. This is a little bit smaller, right? But that's, we're going to fake that 3/4 perspective by doing that. Hold. Tap. Nope. He's looking all wall-eyed. Hold. Tap. Better. That doesn't feel like that's doing it. There we go. Cool. And then one of the things I am going to do is I do like the Cupid's bow they've got going with this Jesus here. That's kind of nice. Nice subtle one, but I am going to even out his lip there. I actually don't like the angle that that's on now. Yep, there we go. I like that a little bit better, right? So, you're not going to follow this AI stuff exactly 100%, right? And I'm going to have this chin facing forward like that. Maybe I won't even have that in there. Let's see. We're not even going to put that in for now. Okay, now we're going to go on to the collar of his robe. And again, we're not following this exactly. We're kind of using it as a reference point. Just to aid in our design process. Gonna leave that open because we might have hair coming around it. I'm not sure yet. Go to a new layer and draw in his neckline here. Oh no, if I hold that down, that's not curvy enough. So let's get this one right. Boom, there we are. Let's get some facial hair going for this guy. Because it's American traditional, we just do swoopy little lines, nice and evenly spaced out. Evenly spaced out. Again, how even you go on this kind of stuff is going to be up to your own personal American traditional style and how regimented you like your stuff to look. A lot of people don't do nearly as regimented a style as I do. Mine can look fairly mechanical. I don't like how boopy that one was. That one came out of this line a little bit too far. A little bit bulbous on that one beard roll. Beard curl. There we go. Gonna bring this line around. Follow the same kind of shapes, but end it there. It's going to be a little bit more whooshy. Yep. Whoops, wrong layer. Not so out from the face. We're gonna tuck that in more. There we are. And then that means we're gonna bring this up a little bit more to even out the lumps, right? Because this lump is too close to this lump. So we're gonna space those lumps out more evenly. Because again, I do really regimented stuff like that it's for balance. Or it's just because I'm OCD. I'm not exactly sure. Yep, there we are. That's a little bit better. Not quite good enough though. Yes, much better. All right. Now this little section, this is why I'm actually using this guy. It is classic to do this funny little heart swirl for the Jesus beard. I don't know why. It just is. You can go ahead and, do those Google searches and whatnot, and you'll be like, hey, they do that all the time. What's going on with that? It's just a thing. Because that, actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Oh, no. Freehand. Grab this little shape, and I'm going to lower it so that way, twist it a little bit. That way we get a better line coming in from here to here, right? Give that Jesus a slightly lower chin. Yep. And then we're going to come up from here. Keep the spacing even with these guys. Not bad. Yep, I think I like how that's looking. And then of course we're gonna have to fix our Jeebus hair. Yep, we'll flow it along the design like that. Pretty close to an even part. You can't give Jesus a side part, right? He's not a 90s headbanger guy. Jesus has a middle part. I don't know why, he just does. There are some things we don't question in American traditional. Okay, but before I get the hair in, we're gonna go to a new layer again, and I'm gonna get this crown of thorns going properly. Choo 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 choo. But before I do that, I'm gonna go look up what a braid shape is. Just a sec. Be right back. Never mind. I just realized I have it in here somewhere. Just a sec. So under my rope, etc. Boop. Way too small. Way too small. There we are, good stuff. So this is just a super quick and dirty way to make sure that my braid is kind of making sense for the three little things. Now, the crown of thorns, horns and corns, it has the juice. Wow, I'm old. Does not have to be a perfect braid at all. That's not like it wasn't a thing, but I'm just kind of using this to help myself figure it out. A lot of the designs is actually just a 2-thorn twist, and we may even end up going for that. A full-on braid might not be what we're looking for. It might not be the thing, but we're gonna go ahead and just go with this and try, because that's what these videos are, is me testing stuff out. So we're gonna get if I can draw parallel lines, that would really help this little tutorial. But let's pretend I can, and that I'm not wasting your guys' day. Right. New layer. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all of this stuff out here. Yep, braid's not gonna work. So we're not even gonna do that. Boom. Boom, that's too complicated. We're going for a twist, y'all. So if I'm gonna do a twist, I'm going to go to a different airbrush. We're gonna choose a hard blend. Really, I just need the hard edges. So they've got a nice thick, a little too thick. So I'm at like 3-ish%. Yeah, that's still a little bit thick, but that should work. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, you're killing me. Kill me, Smalls. That's too thick. All right, I guess we're going with this thick. Nope. Don't like how that's coming out. Much better. Okay. Then we're going to take this layer, take the opacity way down, go onto a new layer, get back to my monoline. New layer. Actually, I'm probably gonna bring this in a bit. Go. Now we got a good twist in there. Yeah, I might even bring this in a little bit more. That way his hair poofs out from around it. Yep, I think I like that. We'll go ahead and combine these two layers. Here we go. Good times, good times. Then I'm going to go onto a new layer, and I'm going to do in the thorns. Hold it down to cheat. 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 It's my Procreate song. Hold it down to cheat. You holding it down to cheat? Hold it down to cheat. Notice also how I'm making these roughly the same size. This one's going to go within his hairline, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. And then because I'm super regimented OCD, you may or may not be noticing that this one has one poking out, this one has one poking out, this one has one poking out. So then you go away. So then what that means is then, see, now this one has to have one poking out. Yep, I am that anal about stuff. You do not have to be. You will develop your own style where you go, Clay, come on, bro, relax. This one I'm going to make shorter because hopefully it will make it look like it's wrapping around the backside. We'll see if it does or not. Faking that perspective with American trad. There we are. Now we go back to this layer, erase out all those lines I drew over. All right, that's good there. No, it's not. See what this looks like. So again, a lot of this is going to be just experimenting, right? Figuring out what looks good, what doesn't look good. And in American traditional, the less lines, the better. I, of course, have a horrible time following that rule. So when I see opportunities like this to take out lines, I really do try to take the opportunity. All right, no talkie, fast forwardy. There we go. All right, new layer. Yeah, let's take these. We're gonna squish them down. So you grab the two layers you want or the section you want and just squish them down. You can just squish all these layers down. I crush your head. Oh, wow, I'm old. Okay. Crush you. So let's see here, because I'm on a new layer. I'll go ahead and be on the hair layer, actually. Why not? And then I'm going to want to be the same kind of evenness, right, as these guys here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's that anal. I just did that. So that's a lot of chaos right in there. I'm not going to lie, with all those lines. And so what I think I'm going to do is this is going to be a lot of black right in here. And so I'm actually not even going to start I'm going to start this line right in through here, knowing that that up there is just going to be pure black. So that's about how big the Jeebus head want to be. So that's about how big the Jeebus head want to be. New layer. Because now I'm experimenting. That's about where we want his part, right? Guidelines, man, guidelines. They are important. So that's where we want his part. Again, I'm going to go ahead and ignore. Some of this, because I know I'm just going to make that pure black. All right, other than a couple of those little spikes, I do like that. This spike, I'm gonna redo here to make it come out like that. There we go. All right. There we go, and that's our Jesus face. Now we're gonna put some of those flowers in there because I like them. We're gonna get rid of these guidelines. Guidelines are gone. Back to a new layer. Wait. Yoink. There we go. New layer. I'm gonna throw some of these flowers on here, and I'm gonna go to my star, which is under my basic shapes. Grab my star, and this is how I do my 5-pointed flowers, is I grab any old star, or like you'd even do like a, what do you call it? Like if you got like a cherry blossom stamp or something like that, you can use those. Those will work great for this. Do a little, whoops. Do a little circle in the middle. Hold it down. Boom. And again, because this is American traditional, we're not wanting it to be too structured. That's why we're just kind of using this as like a guideline, and why like I didn't get all like, ooh, this has got to be like right in the middle here. It's just got to be close to the middle there, because we do still want it to have that American traditional vibe. There we go. Move my stamp around. Gonna put one, a little bit bigger one. This one's gonna be behind. So that one's gonna be there. Yeah, we'll do, just kind of balance this guy, make sure this is right. Yeah, it's gonna be behind, but up here more. There we go. Hold it down to get that perfect circle, even though we're doing organic shapes. I know that totally makes sense, doesn't it? And obviously this is, I don't even need to draw that portion. Who am I kidding? Okay. And then, yeah, now we just go on to leaves. So we're gonna get rid of this, get onto that new layer I just created.
don't deserve it. Preacher was teaching, I was just swerving. Thinking it wasn't that urgent. I saw the light and closed the curtains. Still in my heart, it was working. Died in the place of my ugliest version. Then one day everything changed. I took a bath in the blood detergent. Look at it drip. Yeah, I came up a new creation. I know the devil really just been hating that. That's why he bring the temptation. Want me to pick up my...
Let's take these flowers, squish them all down onto one layer. I'm going to erase out his collar here. Right, just kind of completed that line, so it kind of made sense back behind there, right? Because really, what's that even doing? Actually, no, I'm going to erase it. There we go, because that less lines better. Less lines is always better. Back to the flowers, erase you out there. Boom, 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 boom. I'm still on the flower layer, so I am going to give them a little bit of that.
Covered in blood, so with the spirit, ain't no erasing that. But as for his fate, yeah, there was a link for that. That's in the Bible, ain't no escaping that. I can't help it, I just gotta praise God.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're not going to have that one in there. And okay, let's go ahead and get rid of our reference layer in the background. Get rid of this little guy here. We're going to delete you. We're going to delete you. And so, yeah, that looks like our Jesus outline. Yeah, I like that. Cool. On to the blacks, folks. So let's take these layers, grab them, and squish them. Then, the layer below, we're going to add a new layer, and that's going to be our blacks layer that we're going to use our soft airbrush for. Now we're going to take this layer, make it the reference layer, so that way it's the boss layer when we automatically select stuff, right? This is now the layer that tells us what to do. So that's a good thing. There we are. Or rather, see, now you can see, yeah, boss layer, This line work tells us what to do no matter what layer we're on now. And blacks, here we come. Wait, that sounded racist. No, don't say that.
God is good all the time. Let his love just shine. Raise your hands up high. Touch the sky, oh my. Every step we take, every move we make. God is here for you in everything we do. Clap your hands, come on, sing it loud. This song, God is good, let's shout. Praise him round about, hearts full of his grace. Smiles on every face, feel the joy inside. In God's love abide, dancing feet so free. His love you will see, jump and spin around. Feel the solid ground. Clap your hands, come on, sing it loud. This song, God is good, let's shout. Praise him round about. Every step we take, every move we make, God is here for you in everything we do. Clap your hands, come on, sing it loud. This song, God is good, let's shout. Praise him round about.
Nope, we don't want that going all the way up into his nostrils. That makes that look like that's just literally just like blasting straight out his nose hole. We don't want that, people. Why is that acting so weird? It's on my mono line. Oh, somehow I dropped the opacity way down. Oh, that's weird. Okay. But I don't want it on my mono line. I want it on my technical pen. There we go. Now it's not blasting straight out the nose hole. I may actually want to even soften that up just a little bit. There we go. Better. Okay. I'm actually gonna make this a little bit. We're gonna take this a little bit out there. Yep, better. Make that chin shape a little bit nicer. There we go. Blacks in these little hair loops. Back to automatic. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do that. We'll go these two. We'll do this and this. And this one. Let's see, how are we gonna shade this one? Kind of just like that and call that good there. All right, there we go for those. Wow, someone's bass is going off. Does it sound like there's an earthquake happening? Because it's just the bass. Jiminy Christmas. No, I want the bigger ones. This one and this one and this one. And if those guys ruin the audio on this video, we're gonna have words, dude. Oh my goodness. You are killing me, Smalls. There we go. Do I even do that though? No, I just go here with that. What is that? That is making me mad. Fine, inking pen. There we go. Okay, yep, that looks way better. Cool, that's nice and clean now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some
Hearts full of His grace, smiles on every face. Feel the joy inside, in God's love abide. Hearts full of His grace, smiles on every face. Feel the joy inside.
Even though that flower's bigger, it's getting the same. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Oh, eyeballs. Right. A little bit smaller. Yep. We can make that. Yeah, we can just leave it like that. Why not? I don't have to do my normal cartoony, like, bloop, bloop, the little, you know, liquid eyes. It's American traditional, just a nice gradient. That's plenty good. All right, folks, and now we are on to the color. Boop. This layer goes underneath the blacks because that's how it works. And let's pick some nice American traditional, just go ahead and drop them colors. Yellow, right? Continue filling. Yellow. Is that the only two yellows? Lame. No, it's not going to be the only two yellows because this will actually be really fun. So, new layer. We're going to go green. I'm going to drop green in here. And then we're going to boop, 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 boop. Do all the boops. Do all the boops. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop. Somebody asked me the other day if I want to do a Betty Boop riding a motorcycle tattoo, and I was like, yes, please. Come book your stuff now. So that's actually going to be a cute little project. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that one, no lie. I mean, I look forward to a lot of my tattoos, don't get me wrong. Making money is nice. So if you like money, you're going to love being a tattoo artist. Let's see. Nope. So we got to do these more individually. So here. Nope. Oh, it's underneath. Okay, fine. So you got to be up above. There we are. You know, yeah, this should probably be blood, I'm not gonna lie. But, I don't know. I kind of like this a little bit better. But maybe it's I'm in a neo-trad mode these days, so who knows, right? See, yeah, I think that kind of looks good. Oh, we could do something totally sacrilegious. I love it. Sacrilege, sacrilege, oh, sacrilege, sacrilege, oh, Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yep, we are, we just did it. I'm loving it. Okay, next order of business. Okay. Red. New layer. Nice deep red. Are these gonna be that color? Are these gonna be that color? Are these gonna be that color? Yeah, why not? Yeah. Well, I guess I don't need to because it's the only color on that layer, huh? Bigger. Smoother. Whoops. Didn't mean to get you all messed up there. Yep. There we go. Oh, right, and greens, I forgot. Dark green, continue filling, drip, drip, drip. And then we'll do like some, Do I just go lighter green? Do I just go lighter green? Yeah, I just go lighter green. Get over. Are we still on color? Oh, cool. I'm still on color drop. That's kind of cute. Fun. Okay. There we go. Dark green, light green. Boom, boom, boom. For the win, for the win. Oh, good Lord. Am I going to give Jesus blue eyes? Just in case you couldn't tell how I feel about that. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just gonna give Jesus blue eyes. Good Lord. Oh, wait, I don't need to do that because I'm on my own layer now. Yep, I don't need to do that. Ugh, fine, I gave Jesus blue eyes. Whatever. Browns for the her. This brown. We should just be able to drop away. Yep, continue filling. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, drop, drop. Oh, the beard's not going to be able to just drop. Okay, we'll have to freehand that and grab those puppies, make them do our thing. Because Jesus' face isn't allowed to be brown. I should do a black Jesus next. Comment below if we need to do a black Jesus, folks, or if that's just me having a personal problem. All right. Now we go through. Okay, now we're gonna go with the freehand tool. Whoa, now. I actually have to select the freehand tool. It's not voice activated. It doesn't know I wanted the freehand tool. So just remember that. You can't just tell Procreate what you want. You do actually have to click the buttons. So just for future reference, folks. Subscribe for more tips and tricks for how to use Procreate. You know, the essential stuff, right? No, go in there. Oh, right. Because, yeah, that's going to fill all, but not these other ones because they're all cut off with the lines. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense, actually. Oh, I don't want it to be in there. Okay, so fine. So I'm just going to automatic select this whole thing and that whole thing. And this whole thing, and then that's going to give me what I want. Okay, cool. So the reason I did not like what it was doing is because I was actually erasing the brown out of his hair there, and that was not in the cards. Here we go. And then we need... what? That didn't really work, did it? Drop in there? Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what we wanted. And drop in there. And yeah, I'm on the monoline, but that'd be cool. We'll just fill that in. And that brings us to some skin tony stuff for our white Jeebus. We'll go a little bit darker. There we go. Yeah, about there. I think that's going to be good. And then I'm going to need to use my freehand tool. Yeah. We don't really need to be too religious about that line. Pun intended. Because it's not going all the way up there. We're just using that as a little border for that guy. Yep. And then we'll go ahead and just automatic that because we're going to give him just a little one of these. Little one of these. Actually, probably make it a little bit smaller, pull out a highlight line. There we go. For for the nose. Let's see here. We'll do the eyes first. Yep. Do the nose now. We're gonna go reverse. Whoops. Keep that line coming down. Yep. Give him some cheekbones, because Jesus usually has some super gnarly cheekbone action going on. Under the chin, or under the lip there, rather, excuse me. And yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be our Jeebus here. Get a new layer up, choose some kind of slightly lighter. We're gonna grab with the automatic tool on the outside here. Oh, that didn't get red. Okay, so hang on just a sec. There we go. Now we go back to this other layer. Outside there, cool beans. Boop. Yep, yep. And we'll go to my spray paints. Better, there we are. Fat nozzle. Maybe we give him some Jeebus skin tone a little bit, because that's a little bit whitey white Jesus there. Yeah, I like that better. And then we'll erase out his eyes. There we go, folks. There's our Caucasian Jesus. So yeah. Hopefully this tutorial was fun. Hopefully it made sense for you guys. Hit me up. You know, obviously the likes, the comments, the subscribe button, smash all that good stuff. And if you would like to comment below, let me know what you think. Share this video with a friend if you found it useful at all. And stick around. That's why we hit the notification bell, because I'm going to be doing the Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, you know, with the cloaky thing on the next video series in the next couple days here. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.